In this video, I'm looking at the Moondrop Joker closed back studio headphones. We're going to talk about, are they good? Are they bad? Why are there so many mixed reviews out there? And do these people even know what they're talking about? Let's get it. What's cracking, audio fans? It's David here from Prime Audio Reviews. So the Moondrop Joker, let me tell you a little bit about it. Inside we've got 50mm dynamic drivers. We've got these brass cavities or acoustic chambers, otherwise known as ear cups. And I will go over the build in a sec. I just want to tell you first of all the MSRP, or the regular price, is $80 or $79.99. Right now, during the 11/11 sales, they are down to $67.99. That is just like $68. I mean, look, these are, well, at least on the exterior, these are a pair of headphones. And there's not a whole lot of options out there you can get for $68. But there are a couple of things that I want to mention. First of all, underneath this nice matte black paint finish here, you've got brass ear cups, albeit very thin brass, but supposedly if you use these enough for long enough, you will start to get a nice looking patina on there. So that's a unique and interesting approach. I like that. In terms of build quality, they feel, well, they're very light. They feel kind of cheap, but at the same time they do feel very rugged and durable, which is exactly what you want for some studio monitors. The headband is just a spring steel, as you could imagine. The headband here, or the pad under the headband is fabric covered foam, and that's good because for breathability, your head doesn't get too hot under there. And as for the ear pads, they are a mixture of fabric and protein leather, but they are perforated everywhere, so they don't get too hot on your ears, which is very important, especially if you are wearing these in the studio for hours at a time. Let's have a quick look at the cable, and there it is. It's nothing special, but it's not terrible either. It's a fabric braided cable. You've got standard 3.5mm connectors, which plug into the headphones just like so. And these are all over the place. They're very common. So if you want to replace the cable with something different or longer, it's easy to do. There's heaps of options out there. Personally, for a studio monitor, I would like something a little bit longer. This is like your standard. I haven't measured it. It's probably 1.2 meters or something. I would like something 2 meters for something for a studio monitor. But that's beside the point. The included cable is very lightweight, it handles well, and it's quite good. Now back to the headphones. So look, in terms of comfort, I find these to be pretty darn good. I can wear these. I have been using these as my daily driver for quite some time, and they are very comfortable for me. And there's just one other thing that I want to mention before we dive into how they sound, and that is, in order for these to make any sound at all, you're going to have to throw quite a bit of power at them. So if you have like just a smartphone or a dongle DAC or something, don't even bother. Like, you need some serious power. You need an amplifier to make these sound good. And let's face it, let's be honest, if you're in the studio mixing or editing or doing whatever you're doing, you should be set up with some kind of amplification. Anyway, these are very hard to drive, so keep that in mind. Now, onto the sound, and reviews online have been all over the place. I haven't read them, I've just looked at the scores and the meta descriptions or whatever, the summaries, and people are like, oh, they don't sound very good. They don't have a big bass response. Guess what, guys? They are labeled, marketed, and designed as a studio monitor. They are meant to be neutral. So if they don't suit your personal preferred sound signature, deal with it. I don't know why, but I feel quite triggered about this. People are saying, oh, the bass response, the bass doesn't dig deep enough. Look, the bass tones are there. If you listen to a recorded track, you will hear the bass. It might not be exaggerated, because it's just reproducing the neutral, the uncolored original recording. Now, having said that, neutral or reference does not mean it's light on the bass. It just means that it is not exaggerated. It should be balanced just as it is in the recording, and that is what these do. So if you have bass in the recording, it does come through. Like I said, I've been using these for quite a while, like 2 or 3 weeks at least. I've been using these daily for my, gaming, movies, editing, all that stuff. I have not felt at any moment that the bass was lacking in any way. It is tight, it is fast, it is nicely textured, it is not huge and warm, and it doesn't give you that big bass impact that some headphones do, but I found that it does accurately reproduce what is in the original recording. So there's nothing wrong with the bass. It is actually pretty darn good. And by the way, those 50mm dynamic drivers in here are high quality drivers, don't get me wrong. You can feed these a lot of power and they don't distort. They just do what they're supposed to do. Now let's talk about the mid-range, and I would call the mids nice and transparent. Again, uncolored and neutral, one might say reference. Of course, you're not going to get the same sort of accuracy that you do from much more expensive studio monitors, but look, regular price of $79 and right now $68. Are you kidding me? Come on. What do you expect? People bagging on these just need a reality check. What can you expect for $78? Anyway, I'm getting triggered again. Let's go back to the mid-range. So the mids, uncolored, but they've got natural note weight, natural note thickness. Vocals are, they're articulate and upfront. It depends somewhat on the recording as well, but there's no graininess there. The instrument separation in the mid-range is very good. And more importantly, for a studio monitor, the timbre is quite accurate, especially once again coming back to the price. And then there is the treble, and the treble is, what can I say? Again, I'd say it is fairly referenced. It is not boosted. It is not subdued, but it is definitely not sharp. I haven't heard any sibilance unless there is inherent sibilance in the track. But honestly, I don't find these sharp or fatiguing at all to listen to, for whether it's be music or movies or games. No fatigue whatsoever. One thing that I will say, and that is the same for so many headphones, especially budget ones and especially neutral ones, is the detail retrieval is pretty average. Like, you're going to get better detail retrieval from your average budget IEM or in-ear monitor than you do from these. If you turn the volume up quite loud, those details will come through, but for just sort of regular or casual listening, you are going to miss out on quite a few details. That is probably partly by design and partly by, well, I don't know. Look, if you are editing or mixing music for hours on end with these, you don't want a really upfront, bright and super detailed, precise treble, because you are just going to get fatigued very quickly. So take that as you will. However, I would say that like the bass and the mid-range, the treble here is actually reproduced quite accurately. And I don't think there is a whole lot more to say, except I will say that those people just saying that these are rubbish, the joke or the joker is on you, because I think your expectations are misaligned with what these are actually supposed to be. So to sum up, for $79 or at the moment $68, I think these are a very good headphone, especially if you are doing content creation, if you are mixing music or editing videos or whatnot, and you want something that's pretty accurate yet very well within a low budget or entry-level budget. These are a really good option. However, if you are buying a headphone purely for musical enjoyment, there are probably better options out there. Something that has a little bit of character, a little bit of coloration is probably going to be more enjoyable in the end, unless you are an absolute purist. But honestly, I'm just going to say that I think these, for the money, are a very good headphone, and I'm going to wrap it up there. Thanks for watching the video. If you got any value or liked it, please consider giving it a thumbs up. And if you enjoyed the video, you want to see more like this in the future, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And until next time, I'll see you later.